I'm reading, I'm going like this. I don't know why I do that. Does anyone else do that? Am I just a special human? I don't know. But there's always something you can do to impact those circumstances, even if you've had them for years and still can't see a way. But first, you must be willing to fully embrace my approach. You must first accept that while there are things that have happened in your life that you had no say in, you are 100% responsible for what you do with your life in the aftermath of those events. Always, every time. No excuses. I need to stop this. Okay. The dictionary describes willingness as the quality or state of being prepared. Readiness. In other words, willingness is a state in which we can engage with life and see a situation from a new perspective. It starts with you and ends with you. No one can all too often, we focus solely on what we don't have, even though deep down, we don't really need it or perhaps even want it. When I lay these things out, you might be nodding your head. He's right. I don't need to be a millionaire, or I don't even really want six-pack abs. Which, of course, is all fine until the next time you see the nice car and think, why don't I have that? Or when you look at the cover of a magazine and wonder, why don't I look like that? Or why are my clothes that nice? Making sure we're striving for what we really want requires a constant check-in with ourselves. It's not a one and done deal. If you really want those things, then go get them. Begin today. Lay out your strategy. Deal with your reality. And most importantly, take the actions required and take them often. But if you're not willing to work an extra 10 or 20 hours a week just to drive to work in a BMW instead of a Honda, give up the complete waste of precious headspace to yearn for it. Stop pretending to yourself. Deal with your unwillingness to take on the kind of actions accomplishing those things would require, and accept that you have been bullshitting yourself. You'll have a lot more capacity for loving the life you do have and create some room to begin striving for the things you actually want in life. Well said, my man, well said. I am unwilling to give up all my favorite foods just to have the body I did when I was 20. I am unwilling to trade time with my family for an extra zero on my paycheck. Face your reality. Once you adopt the mindset of I am unwilling, you will no longer be filled with guilt, resentment, or regret every time you see something you think you want. You'll be in a place where you are connected to and in tune with your real life. And if you really want to pursue those things in the future, you'll be able to locate yourself from that reality and plot your road to accomplish them. Chart your path. One of the beautiful things about really taking a hard look at your life and goals is that doing so forces you to reevaluate the path that leads to them. Is exercising 30 minutes a day really as impossible as your mind has built it up to be? Sure, you're going to get a little sweaty and tired, but you can throw on your favorite music to help the time go by faster. And even though it might start out painfully, you'll eventually get used to that and grow stronger. What's the worst thing that can happen if you offer your idea in that meeting? It gets shut down. So what? Even if you're faced with bigger tasks, much bigger tasks, like years of back taxes, a hoarder's paradise of a garage, telling the truth to someone you've been lying to, the path to change starts with the same glimmer of willingness. Bear in mind, we all tend to build things up in our minds to be a lot bigger than they really are. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. Telling the truth becomes a trek to the Sahara Desert and back. If that's the case for you, try breaking the task down into smaller declarations of willingness to stand up, get out of bed, open my email, etc. Of course, you might be dealing with something much bigger than these examples, but even when you ramp it up, the same model works exceptionally well. Let's say you have been holding on to a dark secret. Maybe you're ashamed or guilty or resentful. Perhaps this is something that could change your life in a significant way. Am I willing to tell the truth to that person I've been lying to? When you frame it this way, coming clean becomes an occasion to talk, listen, and then deal with the consequences. You might be dreading it, but you can do it. It's not the task that's important. It's the life that's available after that's at stake here. only want to do that, you solve the puzzle, baby. Life is just gonna be so much easier for you.